Welcome to my 50-22 Scrum Defense exit zone video. All right, so here we are in the exit zone. I covered this earlier today. Now, what's really important to understand with Scrum Defense is there are different setups according to what zone you're in, what the opposition are setting up, and the picture they show you, and what you actually want them to do to get the outcome you need. You can't let them dictate the outcome. So how do you stop them from dictating the outcome? You create traps and ambushes in your setup that's adapted so that you've trained that you know will give you certain outcomes according to pictures you see. So what do I mean by that? In this example, the Bears are in their 22. This got nothing to do with Bears, just happens to be the clip I'm using. There's a blinding here where they could run an 8-9 and kick down the trams, or 8-9 and the wing gets played and he runs down the track, which means in the setup for the defense, the blind wing has to stay. It also means that this fullback has to stay here because if they go 8-9 and 9 kicks, it kicks down the trams. There's no one there, there's trouble. And it also means if he stays to back him in, stays back, then they'll take that run option there. Okay, so that's one thing. The fullback has to stay for the 8-9 kick, and he has to stay for the run. In terms of these dudes, the first question is, if they run, are they able to stop this run? And are they able to stop the run and then the kick on a left foot for the 50-22? Because in their evaluation of what to do in this zone, the first question they've got to say is, okay, we're in the exit zone. First question, what zone? Second question is, can they hit the 50-22 directly? In this case, it'll be very difficult to kick this over his head and kick a 50-22. All right. Now, is there a left footer in this back line that can kick it? Or for play? If the answer is yes, you've got to set up in such a way that you've got to think to yourself, do we want them to take this option here somehow? But if you put the wing back, they take the half run option and then you tackle them there and maybe they box kick. Do you want him to be flat up and paint a solid picture here so they take just a straight 8-9 kick anyway to get out of there? Or do you want to paint this picture that they take the run option and they don't kick a straight kick? But the difference is if they take the run option, they can run and kick. So in this example here, okay, the blind wing shows face, which means they could go that way, and our blind wing has to stay. This is not my team, but this blind wing has to stay. All right. But this fullback doesn't have to be panicked about setting right across. He can hedge a little bit. All right. And then this option for the run, these guys setting this staggered could be a risk. Okay. So unless that far off stands back and kicks straight back over the head, he's engaged in the run. Now, this run option is really basic. They just do a simple skip, okay, in front. And this defense is now scrambling to contain them because they're running 30, 40 meters. And actually, technically, he could boom this downtown and create a 50-22 situation. So they actually didn't get the outcome they wanted because there's a massive run option that was on, and there was also a massive kick option there. So the answer is, well, the options are create a flat 4 picture here, including 9, because this blind isn't that big. It's in the 15, maybe between 7 and the wing, they can handle it, 8-9. Or if you put 9 in the boot, that's fine. So if 8 runs, 7 takes 8, 9 takes 9, wing takes him, and you're sorted. Okay, so you've got 9 in the boot. But if these guys are on a flat 4 and 9 comes up on first hands, these 3 guys are up. You've already got 4. And this winger, I don't know why he'd be all the way back here. He could be more connected here and suddenly push up on the run. That way, you've got more solidarity. And if they run and they want to kick, you've got a better defense. So on this skip, you actually could have had this wing could hit this guy, which is Charles. He could have hit Charles there, boom, instead of creating this huge situation where they can run and kick. Okay. In this situation, it's another cat and mouse game. Okay. What zone are they in? Okay. They're in the 50, they're in the 22-meter zone. Okay. What are the considerations? Can you play him for a run? Of course he can. Can you play him who kicks on the trams? Of course he can. So what setup does the defense have to have? He has to respect this space. So he has to stay here. 9 in the boot to cover both sides, because if 9 runs on an 8-9 or 8 runs on an 8-9, okay, this flank takes 8, the 9 takes 9, and the wing takes wing. So that has to be covered. From this point of view, can he kick a 50-22 against the grain over his head? Probably unlikely. Can he kick a 50-22 from this angle? Probably unlikely. So what do you want them to do? What do you want to push them to do? Do you want to push them to the 8-9 side over here? Or do you want to push them to run? If 9 stays up, they're going to take this. And you could almost do that as a possum trap. Okay, now you can't put pressured source anymore, so you can't chase him around. So if he stays up, they're probably going to take this option, in which case the wing and the loose forward here will have to hover to tackle these guys into touch, but it'll make them take this option, which means they'll probably be tackled here and maybe look to kick. If you leave this space, so if you close this space up, so nine's in the boot, wings here, they're probably going to think this space is on because look how thin it looks here. So what are the threats here? The threats here are kick a kick pass or take a full run option. Now, nine can go from the boot into first pair of hands, okay? And the blind wing who was there painting the picture is there in case they kick a 50-22 over his head, all right? He starts to come up as they engaged in the run. So they engaged in the run, okay? So these guys will move one across. So he goes across onto him, and then everyone is one out. He takes him, okay? He's going to take him, and then the wing's going to come up, and the fullback would have come across there, and this blind wing actually could have been cutting across in case they chipped. Okay, now you can see this blind wing comes into picture and he backs off. So they've given a massive run space. He backs off, and the catch pass hands ball into the hands just on a normal catch pass works with the offload that nearly puts them in jeopardy. Okay, so the question here was, did they want them to take that open side run? Had you done a preview on these guys and seen what they kind of do, you could have discussed, okay, let's stay high and force them to take this, in which case they get 10 meters and we trap them. Or if we give them this option, we paint the picture, we back, we actually come up square, nine puts pressure inside, chases the guy around, and then the wing comes up and we just go hard and hit because it's 1, 2, 3, including him, it's four guys. They do this a play of 12. That wing could have come up. If it came up fast and hard, he could hit someone directly. Okay. And let's move on to the next one. In this example, if you think about backfield and front field, so what zone they are, exit zone, can he kick a 50-22 straight over his head? More than likely not. Can he kick a 50-22 this side? Well, he'd have to have a really massive boot. So with there being no blind, nine in the boot, blind wing back, he can't kick it on this guy. He can't kick it across here because fullback would be down here. And then you could be 10, 12, 13 wing. Okay. And so if they run, you end up being able to pressurize them, especially the first four. If they're tight like that and they're going to run an attacking shape, first four just takes first four. We're not going to get into that now. So you can see from this point of view, with nine, there's no blind. Nine can be first pair of hands. Wing is back here, cover the kick over the head from this guy here. Okay. If they had to two pass and try and kick open here, 15 would be there. If they try to run, you've actually got five here, and they have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but they're so stacked, you could obviously push squarer and harder and put this group under pressure. That's at least what I would do. So in summary, what's important? 50-22s, 0 to 30 meters. Assess what shape are they in what zone? Can they keep the 50-22 or not? If they can't, play the cat and mouse and think about how can you corral them to take the option that you want them to take. Remember, they want to impose a shape on you. They want to impose a system on you from how they stand. They want to create doubt in you. You want them to think maybe you're doubtful. Wing shows on a half, then suddenly comes up the line and jams. The nine looks as if he's skittish on one side, but he actually is planning to come into line in a different way. So you paint a picture and create an ambush where they end up doing kind of what you want them to do. I hope that makes sense.